Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to continue with the same topic, the United Nations. This paragraph is in continuation of the previous lecture. The Secretariat has much work to do. The staff has to prepare the matter for the various meetings. They have to manage the meetings, they have to keep a record of all that is said and done. They have to prepare daily reports for the press and the radio. During the various meetings, translators sit in soundproof cabins listening to the speeches and translating them at the same time, so that each member can hear that speech in his own language through headphones. The staff does a great amount of scientific study of various urgent problems of the day. So, Secretariat is the part of the head office, which is in New York, and over there, the staff has to manage some important tasks. Some of them are like managing the meeting, keeping the record, publishing it to press, or uh, translating the all the meetings done into their own nation's language, so that the representative of their country can listen the whole speeches in their own language through headphones. Now this is done on daily basis. यहाँ पे सेक्रेटेरिएट का काम बताया हुआ है जो हेड ऑफिस में मौजूद है. वहाँ के जो स्टाफ है उनका कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट काम होते हैं, जैसे कि मीटिंग को ऑर्गेनाइज करना, मीटिंग मैनेज करना, उसका रिकॉर्ड रखना, उसको बाद में प्रेस और रेडियो को पे पब्लिश करना. इसके अलावा ट्रांसलेटर्स जो इनके टीम में शामिल होते हैं वो स्पीचेस को अपनी ही लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, ट्रांसलेट करते हैं, ताकि उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स वहाँ पे हेडफोन्स के थ्रू सारी स्पीचेस को सुन सकें. इसके अलावा ये सारे जो दिन के एक एक प्रॉब्लम मामलात होते हैं उनको वो गौर और तरजीह देते हैं और उसका सॉल्यूशन निकालते हैं. ये डेली बेसिस पे वहाँ पे स्टाफ काम कर रहा होता है हेड ऑफिस में. There are several specialized bodies associated with the work of the United Nations. Some of these are the parts of the United Nations organization, some are independent but are closely connected with the work of the United Nations. We can refer here to the work of only a few of these important bodies. There is the International Bank, which lends money to member nations for carrying through some work of public importance and the usefulness, such as electric power plants, roads, railways, canals, and flood controls. An example of the wonderful effect of one of these loans is found in a small village on the west coast of Mexico. In 1951, the bank gave a loan for an electric plant. Within 3 years, the population increased threefold. Industrial users of electricity increased from 3 to 33. The town started a radio station, a daily newspaper, and a night school. There were 7 times as many children in school as there were before the electric plant was built. So, there are many specialized bodies which are working or associated with the United Nations, and there are also there who are independent but are connected to United Nations. One of the important body which is working under United Nations is International Bank, which lend loan to the nation countries where the development work is being done. The development work could be of building the electric power plants, it could be building roads, railways, etc. One of the successful project of International Bank was to lend loan to the small village in the west coast of Mexico in 1951. That village turned into a town within 3 years of time. They built up the electric plant over there, and after that there was a radio station built up, and then there was a daily newspaper office, and the population increased 3 times. So this is the सक्सेसफुल प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल बैंक. यहाँ पर ये बता रहे हैं कि बहुत सारी स्पेशलाइज्ड बॉडी यूनाइटेड नेशन के साथ काम करती हैं, और इसके अलावा ऐसी भी हैं जो खुद मुख्तार हैं और अपने तौर पे काम करती हैं, लेकिन यूनाइटेड नेशन से कनेक्टेड रहती हैं. यहाँ पे वो उनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की एग्जांपल देंगे जो यूनाइटेड नेशन के अंडर काम करती हैं और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जैसे कि इंटरनेशनल बैंक. इंटरनेशनल बैंक का काम है कि ये ऐसे मुल्कों में लोन देता है जहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट वर्क हो रहा होता है. उनका एक स्पेशल काम जो था वो वेस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ मैक्सिको में एक छोटे से विलेज में हुआ था. 1951 में इन्होंने उधर उनको लोन दिया, और जिस लोन की मदद से इन्होंने इलेक्ट्रिक प्लांट वहाँ पे बिल्ड किया, और 3 साल के अंदर अंदर वहाँ पे सारी पॉपुलेशन 3 टाइम्स बढ़ गई. इसके अलावा वहाँ पे एक रेडियो स्टेशन बन गया, डेली न्यूज़पेपर ऑफिस बन गया और एक स्कूल भी बन गया। और इस तरह से एक ये लोन की मदद से वो एक छोटा सा विलेज टाउन में तब्दील हो गया। There is a United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, the friend of children all over the world. It specializes in the relief of children. The World Health Organization was started in 1946, but the permanent organization came into being on 7th April 1948 to work on international health. 7th April is now celebrated all over the world as World Health Day. WHO advises member countries on public health and on the control of disease, and makes war on many widespread diseases. In the Terai district of Uttar Pradesh, malaria has been wiped out by WHO teams, enabling farmers to raise their output by 50%. An example of UNICEF and WHO work is their fight against yaws, a disease of hot, wet climates. Few die of yaws, but many become helpless and live on as a burden to their relatives. Now, they have given you the names of the two other organizations. One is UNICEF, which works for children, and WHO works for the world health issues. They deal with the problems which are in the world, any disease. If there is a widespread of any disease, they fight against it. And other than that, they also give advices on general public health and how to control the diseases in general terms in all over the world. One of the successful project of WHO was to eliminate malaria from Uttar Pradesh, India. The other important work which they have done with the help of UNICEF was to eliminate the disease called yaws. यहाँ पे ये बता रहे हैं कि यूनाइटेड नेशन के जो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट इदारा और है वो यूनिसेफ है, जो बच्चों के लिए काम करता है। उसके अलावा एक WHO के नाम से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। ये इदारा दुनिया में किसी भी बीमारी के ख़िलाफ़ लड़ने के लिए है, और इनका मिशन होता है कि वो एक जनरल हेल्थ जो दुनिया में लोगों की है उसको मेंटेन करने के लिए ये एडवाइसेस देते हैं, हेल्प करते हैं, और अगर कहीं पे कोई बीमारी फैलती है तो उसको रोकने के लिए भी WHO ही काम करता है। इनका एक जो बेहतरीन काम ये है कि उन्होंने मलेरिया जैसी डिज़ीज़ को उत्तर प्रदेश से एलिमिनेट कर दिया, ख़त्म कर दिया। इसके अलावा इन्होंने एक जो काम और किया वो ये है, यूनिसेफ के साथ मिलके यॉस नामी एक डिज़ीज़ जो हॉट वेट क्लाइमेट दुनिया में जहाँ पे हॉट वेट क्लाइमेट होता है वहाँ पे ये डिज़ीज़ पाई जाती है, उसको भी ख़त्म किया। क्योंकि इस डिज़ीज़ से लोग मर जाते थे, और अगर नहीं मरते थे तो वो अपने रिश्तेदारों पे एक बोझ की तरह ही रहते थे। यॉस की डिज़ीज़ काफ़ी पेनफुल डिज़ीज़ होती है, ये जोड़ों के दर्द की होती है, और उसमें फिर एक फोड़े से बन जाते हैं या डिसफिगर हो जाती है पूरी बॉडी, क्योंकि इसका इतना शदीद दर्द होता है और असर होता है। इंडोनेशिया में ये डिज़ीज़ थी। इंडोनेशिया एज सून एज इट बिकम एन इंडिपेंडेंट नेशन asked the United Nations to help them in their war against yaws. There were said to be 10 million cases in the country when the work was taken up in 1950. UNICEF supplied medicines and other requirements, and the World Health Organization sent medical experts to train Indonesian workers. Indonesia supplied buildings workers and all the requirements that did not have to come from abroad. In 4 years, the hundreds of medical teams trained by WHO and supplied with transport and medicines by UNICEF had examined 11 million people and cured 1,300,000 who had yaws. Many villages are now free from yaws. In another few years, practically the whole country will be free from it. Now, in Indonesia, this problem was there, but when this country became independent, they asked the help from WHO. In 1950, WHO provided the help by training the Indonesian workers through their own experts, and UNICEF provided the medicine. Now they have treated millions of people and they have been cured of this disease, and soon the whole country will be free from this disease. Now यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं कि इंडोनेशिया में ये डिज़ीज़ थी यॉस के नाम की, और जब वो कंट्री इंडिपेंडेंट हुआ, आज़ाद हुआ, तो उन्होंने WHO से इससे लड़ने के लिए मदद मांगी 1950 में। WHO ने उधर जाके अपने एक्सपर्ट्स के थ्रू इंडोनेशियन में जो वर्कर्स थे उनको ट्रेन किया ताकि वो इस डिज़ीज़ से फ़ाइट कर सकें। यूनिसेफ ने उनको मेडिसिन सप्लाई की और WHO ने बाकी सारा उनकी मदद की। उससे उससे ये हुआ कि उन्होंने मिलियंस ऑफ लोगों को ट्रीट किया और इस बीमारी से निजात दिलाया और कुछ ही अरसे में बहुत सारे विलेजेस से ये बीमारी गायब हो गई और कुछ ही अरसे में ये समझा जाने लगा कि ये डिज़ीज़ पूरी ही इंडोनेशिया से ख़त्म हो जाएगी। सो इंडोनेशिया में अब ये डिज़ीज़ नहीं होती। ये WHO के दो बेहतरीन काम थे, एक तो मलेरिया ख़त्म करना और एक ये यॉज़ की डिज़ीज़ ख़त्म करना इंडोनेशिया से। Hunger is a special problem of the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), which was started in 1943. It sends experts to help countries that want advice on how to grow more food and other crops, how to control plant and animal diseases, how to protect food in storage, and in general, how to increase the yield of farms, fisheries, and forest. It also publishes the useful literature on agriculture, forestry, and fishing. So, FAO works for the hunger problem and the food and agriculture problem of the world. It was started in 1943 and their main mission is to provide better facilities to the farmers to grow better crops and fisheries and build up the forest in the world. They provide literature to educate the farmers and it works a lot. They also provide medicines, they also provide fertilizers to grow better crops and better quality fisheries and forest and other products. यहाँ पे FAO का जो काम है वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है, वो दुनिया के इस फूड के प्रॉब्लम को डील करता है। 1943 में ये इसका आगाज़ हुआ था। फूड और एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट के जितने भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं यानी प्लांट से रिलेटेड एनिमल डिजीज़ेस और जो भी ये सारे प्रॉब्लम्स FAO के अंडर आते हैं, ये इनको फार्मर्स को और जो ये एग्रीकल्चर का काम करते हैं उनको ये प्रोवाइड करते हैं फर्टिलाइज़र्स और ऐसे लिटरेचर भी ये पब्लिश करते हैं जिसमें यूज़फुल टिप्स दी गई हों और एडवांसमेंट के लिए या टेक्नोलॉजी का जो इस्तेमाल है उसके लिए वो एजुकेट करने के लिए पैम्फलेट्स बनाते हैं और लिटरेचर बनाते हैं जो उनको एजुकेट करता है कि कैसे डिजीज़ को कंट्रोल किया जाए, कैसे फूड की क्वालिटी को बेहतर किया जाए, कैसे अच्छी क्रॉप्स को उगाया जाए। ये सारा काम FAO के अंडर आता है। The United Nations has a special organization to advance knowledge, science and culture by UNESCO, by which people can get the required understanding and the habits of mind that will be useful to them in the modern world. Less than half of the world's children go to school. Most of the human race cannot read or write. Progress cannot go far along modern lines where hardly anybody can read. But UNESCO has found that where most of the people cannot read, learning their letters is not usually what they need to begin with. They need to learn some practical improvements in their way of life that they can quickly understand and accept as good. After that, they realize the advantage of learning to read. UNESCO cannot itself find the money to teach hundreds of millions to read. What it can do is to show the various member nations how to go about the work and to supply certain kind of training and aids, as new ways of teaching by books, pictures, films or radio are worked out. The experience is reported to other countries where these may be useful. UNESCO tries to advance human well-being through education, science and culture. This advances international understanding which leads to peace. Now this is very important department of United Nations. It is called UNESCO. It works for the science and culture advancement in the world and it is understood quite clearly that most of the nations are uneducated. There are people who are uneducated, they can't read even. So in this condition UNESCO figured it out that it is not necessary that they can make the people learn or read a letter. What they can do is that they can train them that how they can improve their way of life. They teach them to lead a quality life and then they also teach the nations that how they can help their people to do that. So this is the work of UNESCO. They can't have money as much as money needed to actually educate the children of the world, but they can actually help the nations to bring up those things for their own countries and nation and their children to educate them to the level of the international standards. It is very much needed that the people gain this knowledge that how the international world is moving ahead, how they should be improving their own quality of life so that they can have some peace in the world. यहाँ पे यूनेस्को की एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का तस्करा है जो एक यूनाइटेड नेशन के मिशन में शामिल है। इनका ये काम है कि साइंस और कल्चर की एडवांसमेंट और मॉडर्न वेज टीच करते हैं लोगों को जो लिख नहीं सकते। जो पढ़ लिख नहीं सकते उनको पढ़ाना ज़रूरी नहीं होता, बल्कि उनको ट्रेन करना चाहिए कि कैसे वो अपनी ज़िंदगी को अच्छी तरीके से गुजार सकें। तो यूनेस्को यहाँ पे काम करता है। इसके पास इतना पैसा नहीं होता कि वो दुनिया के सारे बच्चों को एजुकेट कर सके, पढ़ा सके, लेकिन हाँ वो उन कंट्रीज़ में जाके वहाँ के ही निज़ाम में रह के उधर की गवर्नमेंट को टीच कर सकते हैं कि आपको ये चीज़ें सप्लाई करनी होंगी अपने ही मुल्क के बच्चों के लिए, ताकि वो भी दुनिया में मॉडर्न वेज को सीख सकें और बेहतर तरीके से ज़िंदगी गुजार सकें, जो एक रिक्वायरमेंट है इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड की और इस दुनिया की। तो यूनेस्को इस मिशन पे काम करता है। These are the logos of the different organizations which are working under United Nations. They are very similar to the logo of the United Nations, but they have their own initials over there. And there are many others. These are very few which and are very important ones. Now this is the lecture for today. This chapter talks about United Nations work briefly. There is a lot to know about United Nations, but this is good enough for your own knowledge. Thank you.